All right, our next speaker is Kelli Restivo, who is a third-year quantitative and computational bioscience Ph.D. student in the lab of Andreas Tolias. And the title of her presentation is Using Inception to Understand the Visual System. Whenever you're ready, Kelli.
Many people are familiar with the Christopher Nolan film Inception, which involves implanting an idea in someone else's mind during a dream. The movie is rooted in science fiction, but the idea may not be a complete fantasy. What if I told you that we could use the concept of inception to discover how vision works? Every day, we are bombarded with visual stimuli, such as people, trees, food, and buildings. How does our brain make sense of the world so that we can understand and navigate through our environment? The vast majority of visual processing happens when the information from our eyes is sent to the visual cortex at the back of the brain, where millions of cells called neurons fire electrical signals to each other. However, the organization and the function of these neurons are still poorly understood. If we can uncover how this system of neurons works, we can revolutionize the fields of visual prosthetics and computer vision to mitigate blindness and build better artificial intelligence algorithms. My work focuses on revealing the function of neurons in a small area of the visual cortex. In order to study what a visual neuron does, we need to show it visual stimuli, such as a photo image that will cause it to fire signals. There are an infinite number of images to choose from, so we need a more efficient method for picking the most informative ones. Our method uses a computer algorithm that studies brain data from animals and learns to make associations between what the animals see and what the neuron's electrical responses are. Here's where the inception part comes in. We can then use this algorithm to create an image that can manipulate a neuron to fire at its maximum rate. So instead of implanting an idea, we are implanting an image, and the contents of this image provide a window into what the neurons pay attention to when they receive information from the outside world. Using this method, I have identified neurons that have a favorite texture pattern, such as waves, grids, or dots. These neurons fire signals more rapidly to this pattern than they do to thousands of other images, indicating the success of the inception method and opening up exciting avenues for probing the response properties of visual neurons. Going forward, I plan to determine if there are clusters of neurons that prefer the same texture, which would indicate functional neuron types in this area, which hasn't been found. So by starting in a small region of the visual cortex, we are paving the way for understanding how the visual system works, which can help us design artificial systems that emulate the human brain, leading to improvements such as better treatments for blindness, safer self-driving cars, and more accurate facial recognition software. Who would have thought that a sci-fi action film could inspire a new method in vision research? Thank you.
All right.